Welcome back to Callahan's Corner. We asked the questions, answer them live right here on Facebook. Had a great user submitted question here regarding the analysis and scheduling reports inside Service Autopilot. So without any further delay, we're going to open up the screen in normal fashion here and dive into it. But the question is a really, really good one asked by many of the Service Autopilot members inside the user group here. But a lot of folks here, a comment was posted, just discovered to create analysis scheduled manager, a whole way I approach numbers and stats, thanks to SA. There's about 7 or 8 other comments how to actually find it and use it. So this is something that is not new. This happened with the new advanced reporting, the third-party bolt-on with Logi. So what I'm going to do is open it up in normal fashion and show you how to actually utilize this inside Service Autopilot. Before I do that, I want to put some context of the power of the reports can be driven through the analysis and the actual scheduler. So if you're looking at the new KPI reports inside Service Autopilot that we've developed, there's some ones you definitely want to take a look at here. So the first one is going in and being able to grab your actual versus budgeted time. So this is a report that you can use to raise your prices non-emotionally to the penny. So with this data in here, we can run automated analysis and drive them up into reports and literally see how much we need to charge per penny. So if our goal in this example was $55 per man hour, in this example, we'd have to raise our price by $5.04. On this one, we would leave the price the same. So we have non-emotional pricing ability. The next one I want to look at is especially around the automated reports and how that is going to tie in specifically to the information that you've got going on. So we're going to look at our automated daily and weekly reports. And what this is going to do is be broken down per logged in crew. So we can have the automated reports double checked. We have a clock time, a budgeted time, and a dollar amount. Those are the variables we always need when we go out and dispatch a job. And what this report is going to do is come right into your inbox every morning at about 3:34 in the morning from the previous day. So you have daily reports for the previous work. And we can have a summary of the previous week coming in there. And we'll see this as a percentage. It's hard to see, but this crew here would have all the jobs listed for the whole day. And it would be a percentage. 100% is right on budget. 125, as you're seeing on the screen here, would be basically 25% under budget. And 90% would be basically 10% over budget. We've done that in a way that you can go out and share this information with your crews in a non-emotional way. So, hey, Dave, your crew only did 90% today with quality. Obviously, they know they did not hit the mark. But if you said, hey, Dave, you guys gave 125% today with quality, they know they did above what was needed. 100% is 100%. But this is a non-emotional way now that we can take a look at this as a leadership team and share this data. The idea is that we're going to take the analysis, which I'm going to show you, and run that into a report and take that reporter analysis and drive it into an automated report. The next thing we'd like to look at is maybe your NPS to social review. So what is your net promoter score from 1 to 10? If your clients are unhappy, maybe we should have an automated report like we have on the screen here. And I'll blow this up a little bit here for you. But basically, this is the ability to take a look at an automated report that we have built into our automations that drives into a report that goes to someone on the leadership team, showing them where their cancellation risk is. And then if you're doing P for P, pay for performance, or piece rate, we have the ability here to send out automated reports for whoever's handling your payroll. So in this example, Carla and I have only done one job this week, but the idea is that the report would capture the clock in and clock out time, make sure we have budgeted times and a dollar amount, and we would go in and give them a percentage of the pay of the invoice or their hourly rate times the budgeted time they work. And the good news with this automated report is we could take a look at it. And if Carla and I got to the spring cleanup here and she got there at 11:30 and I got there at noon, I clocked out at 12:34 and she left at 12:21, the math behind this automated report would automatically be delivered and do the math for you. So Carla would get her percentage and I would get my percentage. So if you have multiple crews doing multiple jobs coming in and out in a spring cleanup or fall cleanup scenario, this would be tackled in. And then the final one that we'd like to automate is our non-billable downtime percentage. So on the far right here, this company over the season so far, 25% of the time the crews are in the field is actually non-billable. So this is the idea of some of the really important data that can be automated and put to the leadership's team or admin team or anybody else on the team without you having to do that. So what we would do is go into our report center and go report center here. We'd have a report or an analysis built out. So what you're going to do is scroll all the way over to our last week report, click on the little clock, and we would go in and literally put who's it from, who's it to. This is our weekly KPI report. I would probably put it in a landscape area, and then we're going to go in and schedule it weekly, 6 days a week, because it's the previous day. And I would schedule that probably at 5 a.m. And then we'd set that and hit done. Once we hit done, just copy that email here. Once we hit done and refresh, that will actually come in, and that little icon on the far right will actually turn green, the clock, and then we know that's a scheduled report up here. So the thing you need to keep in mind when you're doing this, you only get up to 5 reports. So you want to schedule your 5 most important parts. That is a limitation of the system, not anything from Simple Growth. So we can go in and schedule those reports and analysis. If we go into the report center, the other question or thought around this was going in and creating a analysis right here. And this is the foundation of those reports. So analysis accumulates the data and drives it up into a report. So we can select some data, and let's just say we were taking a look at our timesheet entries, wanted to know something about our employees clocking in, clock out of the job. So we're going to go in and we're just going to put their clock time, end and start time, and work type, and the date. And we can go in and do our time entry resource. And what this will do is give us the ability here, if we had data in here, to see when they clocked in and out for the day. We could also say when they clocked in and out of jobs, and we could see if it's billable, non-billable time, or office time. So that's an example of some of the data here. I don't have that obviously in this test account, but I want to expose you to some of the data as you continue to go in, and that would be the job sheet entry as well. So comments, questions, drop them below. Main thing is, if we're going into the report center, we hit the little clock, we can go in and schedule these reports or analyses, and the report centers, this is how we build them. And the reports that I would be looking at on a high level are how to raise your prices with no emotion. So automated job cost reports based on the historical data, and your desired revenue per man hour. This report can be delivered to you probably around the middle of July and the end of November, December, when you raise prices and renew contracts. I'm doing a daily and weekly automated report sent out for budget versus actual for crew accountability and accountability of the office to make sure the data's in there. I'm going to do an NPS to social review. NPS, basically, it's a cancellation risk report. So we know who's happy and who is not happy. We can help them out. And if we're doing P for P, I would have this run out either weekly, bi-weekly report, all automated, pulling the data from Service Autopilot. And finally, you want to keep a track on that non-billable percentage time. Even if you're doing P for P, you guys are on the same team now. You want to help those crews make better decisions. Callahan's Corner, US questions.